Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot C. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what are the messages for the cards that come out in this reading for you today. Thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading. So let's begin. Let's find out what cards come out, what messages come through with the cards. So the first card we have is Three of Wands. We've got some fire sign energy with this. You could be dealing with another Sagittarius, an Aries, or even a Leo. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Eight of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the King of Wands. So this King of Wands does feel like an energy of someone who's taking the initiative. I also feel that you may be dealing with somebody who is someone who's quite, who's used to being in control, or someone who's in a powerful position and is used to being in that space. I do feel like with the King of Wands showing up over here, it also feels like a pretty passionate connection that you may share with this person. But I do feel like you are dealing with someone who's quite bold, somebody who is also someone who likes to be in like the leadership role or knows how to be able to take charge in a way that a leader does. I do feel like with this Three of Wands showing up over here, it feels like an energy of someone who's in a space where I do feel like there could be some waiting on their part or somebody kind of waiting on you. But this does also feel like an energy of distance. And I do feel like it could be a physical distance, but it could also be an emotional distance between the two of you. And do you feel like with the Three of Wands showing up over here, it feels like an energy of being able to experience that sense of positivity after waiting on something and being able to have all of that have been something that's not going to waste. So I do feel like it's going to be worth the wait. I do feel like with this Three of Wands showing up over here, this person may actually be feeling that you are growing distance in this connection with them. But with this Knight of Pentacles showing up over here, it feels like a pretty slow and steady approach. It does feel like a sense of wanting to be able to be very cautious in the way you're moving in this connection with this person. And I do feel like also taking your time when it comes to this connection. This may be the way in which you're trying to approach things with this person, or you may actually be viewing this person in this way. I do feel like with this Knight of Pentacles, this does feel like an energy of being able to be in a space of going slow and steady because you're quite invested. I do feel like there's still that sense of being able to actually view something as worth that time. I do feel like with this Knight of Pentacles showing up over here, it also feels like an energy of being able to build a strong foundation, and in a way that feels like, especially being patient with someone in doing so, it feels like it's a strong foundation that you have in this connection with this person. But with this Eight of Swords showing up over here, this does feel like a bit of a guarded energy, somebody having walls up. And I do feel like it's in a way that is kind of them wanting to be able to kind of self-protect. And I do feel like with this Eight of Swords and that defensiveness or that self-protection coming about due to somebody having had past experiences that kind of have kept them in this vigilant space. I do also feel like with this Eight of Swords showing up over here, this does also feel like an energy of somebody who is in a space where it's like they are trying to get to know you. And I do feel like as they get to know you, those walls come down. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We've got the Lovers card. We do have Gemini energy with this. You could be dealing with a Gemini. And we have the Five of Cups in the reverse. We've also got the Queen of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So this Queen of Pentacles showing up over here does feel like a pretty responsible energy. I do feel like also being in a space where there is a sense of somebody who is in a space where they want to be able to ensure things are done properly. I do also feel like there's this sense of wanting to be able to have a sense of control in this connection and wanting to not have to lose control. I do feel like with the Queen of Pentacles showing up over here, it's a pretty nurturing energy. I do also feel like along the way within this connection, this feels like an energy of dealing with someone who's going to be there for you. I do feel like with this Lovers card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of a strong connection that you have with this person. Whether they are at a distance from you or they are with you, I do feel like there is a strong connection over here that's recognized on both ends, from yourself and from this person. I do feel like with the Lovers card showing up over here, this can feel like a little bit of a crossroads. And I do feel like being in a space where somebody needs to make a decision or a choice surrounding this connection and surrounding you. I do feel like with the Lovers card though, This person views you as their person, their ideal partner. Do you feel like there's something about you that stands out to this person as being the ideal person to be in a partnership with? And I do feel like with the Lovers card, that feeling could be mutual. But with the Five of Cups showing up over here in the reverse, this feels like an energy of being ready to move on, and being ready to move on from something that is no longer serving you, and being able to kind of make peace with something that has been holding you back or that has been keeping you kind of in a space where you could have felt a little bit stuck emotionally. I do feel like this feels like an energy of being able to walk away from that and being ready to be done with that and moving on from that. But I do feel like with the Five of Cups in the reverse, this feels like also a decision that you're making. I do feel like there's a sense of being in a space where you feel more so ready to be able to let something go and recognizing how it's benefiting you or serving you. I do feel like with the Five of Cups, it feels like an energy of being ready to move on. I do feel like with the Queen of Swords though, this does feel like an energy of being in a space where you could be dealing with someone who is somebody who has learned a lot from the past, or is in a space where they want to ensure that they do not repeat past mistakes. And I do feel like in this connection with you, this person takes this connection quite seriously. They also take you quite seriously and themselves and how they show up in this connection quite seriously. I do feel like though the Eight of Swords showing up here above the Queen of Swords, this does feel like a little bit of a guarded energy, having walls up. And I do feel like with the Queen of Swords showing up over here, it feels like an energy of being in a space where somebody is self-protecting. I do feel like though with the Queen of Swords is coming from a wise place. I do also feel like there's a sense of wanting to be able to ensure this connection is actually forming properly and past mistakes aren't repeated. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We've got the engagement card, and we have heart-to-heart conversations, and then we've got unrequited love. So the engagement card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of someone who has given thought to being able to take this connection to the next level, being able to make it exclusive, being able to make it more committed. And I do feel like with the engagement card, this feels like an offer of some sort that's being presented from this person, or that this person is thinking about being able to make to you. Do you feel like with the heart-to-heart conversations, this feels like being able to have good chemistry that's reflected in your communication with this person? And I do feel like also being able to have conversations that are of a deeper nature when it comes to the way in which you are talking to each other, or this person is talking to you. I do feel like with this Knight of Pentacles, this feels like a slow and steady energy. I also feel like there's a desire to be able to get to know you on a deeper level before turning something into and being able to progress something into that next level with this engagement card. Do you feel like with the unrequited love card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of kind of an imbalance? I do feel like with that Eight of Swords, this feels like an energy of kind of being in a space where somebody is kind of trying to self-protect. And I do feel like this could actually create a bit of a barrier between the two of you, whether it's intentional or unintentional. I do feel like this person may need time when it comes to that. And with the unrequited love card showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of someone who they could take a long time to be able to actually be able to come to terms with their feelings in this connection for you, as well as even being able to come around to being able to actually explore those feelings on a deeper level. But I do feel that with the Lovers card showing up over here, that the feelings are present. But I do feel like this person may move at a slower pace within this connection. I also feel like the circumstances may also put this person in a position where they have to be moving at a slower pace. I do feel like with the unrequited love showing up over here, this does feel like an energy of having a connection that feels like there is a sense of a connection between the two of you. I do feel like it could actually be starting from a place of friendship. And I do feel like also taking your time in that place of friendship within this connection before being able to move things and turn things to something deeper. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.